The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Welcome to Learn About Law. My name is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law, and today we're going to explain alternatives to adult guardianship in Illinois. First, let's talk about what a guardianship is. A guardianship proceeding is a court case in which the court appoints a loved one to make financial and personal decisions for a disabled adult who's unable to make those decisions for himself or herself, and there's ongoing court oversight of the guardianship as the months and years go on. We'll talk about the pros and cons of guardianship a little bit. The benefits of an adult guardianship is that loved one is empowered to make financial, legal, and personal decisions for a disabled adult who can't make those decisions for themselves, that the guardian is held responsible by the court for the well-being of the disabled adult, and that there is court oversight of decision-making and financial management. The downsides of a guardianship is that it can feel limiting to the disabled adult. They're having their decision-making power taken away, and there's also work and legal fees involved with the court process that the guardian or the disabled adult's estate will have to pay. The guardian has to expend effort to report to the court, so it can be a little bit cumbersome. So now that we know the parameters of guardianship, let's talk about some alternatives to a guardianship. The most common alternative to a guardianship is powers of attorney. With a financial and a healthcare power of attorney, the disabled adult can decide who his or her own guardian will be. It's less expensive than an actual guardianship proceeding. So it's a great alternative. However, it can only be executed by a disabled adult with the mental capacity to understand what he or she is executing. So if the disabled adult doesn't have that mental capacity, powers of attorney aren't available unless they're executed prior to the disabled adult losing that mental capacity. If the disabled adult does have that mental capacity, the ability to name a trusted loved one and to allow that loved one to act without court oversight is a really big advantage because you're foregoing all of the attorney's fees and effort of a court proceeding. Another advantage of a power of attorney is that you can limit the scope of the agency that the agent has. So a power of attorney, unlike a full-blown guardianship, doesn't necessarily have to have the ability to make all sorts of decisions, but you can limit the decision-making powers to certain specific decisions. And this kind of leads us to limited guardianship. This is another alternative to a full guardianship. A full guardianship is called a plenary guardianship. A limited guardianship is still decided through a court proceeding and monitored by the courts. However, the limited guardian is only given control over specific, explicitly enumerated decisions that are stated in the court order. So they're not given control over all financial or personal decisions. They're given control over certain specific decisions. And this can allow the disabled adult to retain a greater sense of freedom and control over their lives while still allowing the limited guardian to care for them. And unlike a power of attorney, it can be implemented even if the disabled adult doesn't have the mental capacity to understand the execution of a power of attorney. And there's also court oversight, which is often an advantage. Also, unlike a power of attorney, you're going to have to pay an attorney to go in and help you institute this, and there's going to be some effort in ongoing reports to the court. The third alternative is a special needs trust. This is a trust in which you can transfer the disabled adult's assets, and then a third-party trustee can manage those assets for the benefit of the disabled adults according to the terms of the trust. And the trust can be customized to restrict the trustee's actions in whatever way the family of the disabled adult decides they would like to do so. Another benefit of a special needs trust is that it allows the disabled adult to accumulate assets without damaging the government benefits that he or she might be receiving. So it's a great way to allow for management of the disabled adult's assets, but it doesn't really, unlike a guardianship, doesn't allow for the trustee of the special needs trust to make personal decisions, and the trustee of the special needs trust can only manage the assets that are actually owned by the trust. The worst option probably is just sharing bank and financial information with the disabled adult's loved ones and getting put on joint accounts. This is probably the worst option because although you don't have to really pay an attorney to help you with it, there's no court oversight. It can lead to disputes. It can lead to mismanagement of assets, and it can also lead to commingling of assets between the person who's helping the disabled adult's own accounts and the disabled adult's accounts. So Those are a bunch of downsides. Another downside is that it doesn't allow the person helping with the accounts to actually make personal decisions, like living decisions, for the disabled adult. But those are the main alternatives to guardianship. Ideally, you execute powers of attorney if you have the mental capacity to do so. Other than that, some form of limited or plenary guardianship is usually the best option. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments section below this post at learn-about-law.com or below the video on our YouTube station. If you need some help, give us a call at 630-324-6666. That's 630-324-6666. We have offices all around Chicagoland for your convenience, and we offer free consultations in many areas of law. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube. You can also subscribe to our email list at our website, learn-about-law.com. Any of those methods will allow you to be notified of the content we're putting out on a daily basis. Thank you so much for watching and listening.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for new videos every week, and download and review us on iTunes. Visit learn-about-law.com for other legal-related articles and videos. Visit our business podcast and video blog, seizeyourbusiness.com, and visit Making Real Estate Fun for real estate videos and podcasts. Call us at 630-324-6666 for a free consultation.